It's a hot summer day here in the place to be. I don't know. What's up, world? Hello, cyberspace. How's it going, internet land? It's your boy, Crypto Bruh, aka More World Peace, the DJ / producer, coming back again with my AI generated taglines created from my AI brain. Today is Juneteenth, 2025. Big ups to everybody in the, on my side of town in America celebrating the Juneteenth holiday. You're just not off work, motherfucker. But yeah, man. What's up, everybody? That's what today is, June 19th, Thursday. One more day, and then it's the weekend. It's actually the start of summer tomorrow. Hello, what's up, Frosty and Zen? Thanks for being here. Big ups to anybody watching this on the flip. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the heart wherever you are. Just coming in today to do my thing, which is talk about Zen. Happy Juneteenth, Americans. What's up, T-Law Fitness? Yes, Sirski. It's very hot outside, so I am not going to go outside. But I'm celebrating from my comfort in my crib and definitely not in some other shit. Not in some 18 or, 16, 19 or something like that. I don't know. Well, not 16, 19. That's way too far back. That's a whole other thing. What up, Rolando? I forget when exactly. I should probably know the date, but it is what it is. It's cool enough that it's finally being recognized. I've always just known it as Juneteenth my whole life. So Matrix works in mysterious ways of how it adds holidays. Maybe there'll be like a Satoshi Nakamoto day if people keep riding along with it. Today is officially, or April 5th is Satoshi Nakamoto Day. Some dumb shit like that. Everybody takes it off. What's up, Rolando? Just bridged into the fire, aka pulse chain. You just put some value into the pulse chain. Hey, man. I was listening into that space yesterday with Jim Rat Crypto, and how he has such a creative angle in that particular pool of people. Like, I'm a different beast, man. We're going for big world takeover shit. At least over here, we have the technology to do it. So there's no reason to have to like entertain, But yeah, Jim Rat Crypto, his whole like Richard Hart impression right now is like very entertaining. He's like Richard Harting all the Richard Hart lovers. Is the wildest troll ever, and they're just like allowing it. It's crazy. But again, Zen lives in the trenches, but I believe that it has more relationship to the overall market, which would be our top 10. The top 10 right here. These market caps, the biggest brands in crypto, right? Again, Zen is Bitcoin on Ethereum. So it's underneath the Ethereum umbrella because Ethereum has smart contracts. So, of course, Zen came out on Ethereum. It wasn't going to come out on Binance first. It eventually came out on Binance. It eventually, came out on Polygon, Avalanche, and other various EVMs and layer 2s, Optimism and Base. But its home state, its first genesis is going to be on Ethereum. So, yeah, Bitcoin couldn't, unfortunately, do what Ethereum could do in 2022. Now, I mean, there is VMPX, which is a Zen token on Bitcoin. It's a BRC20. Inherited the concept of ERC20. It's pretty funny. But yeah, man. Shout outs to all the builders out there. That's kind of like the vision of this channel. Hyper focused on what the future is, because I think that is what people should be angry about, is that you didn't actually get, or we, because I'm in the same boat as most, but I've been very close to how it all works. I've been in the pool where everything is plugging into the fucking energy source, but nobody want to tell me what the fuck the energy source is. So here we are, and we have this thing called XEN, and I think it's definitely one of the most powerful tokens in all of crypto right now, because it's rooted in the trenches. It's like, this is all part of the case study. Like, I'm still amazed that Jack Levin managed, he says by the universe, so fuck it, if it's the universe, I guess it's the universe, but he said he got a postcard and he found the hexagons from a postcard. And I find it interesting that, you know, he didn't know about any of this crypto stuff until he got on Twitter, because Elon bought Twitter. That's his story, you know. I don't buy it. That's why I'm like, oh, Zen is for everyone, because everybody has to have some sort of story to go along with Zen as we go forward, because the more time you spend with Zen, you know, it's like the Warren Buffett quote, you know, you don't want to time the market, you want to spend time in the market. So the more time you spend in Zen, understanding it, getting closer to its definitions that aren't written yet. Everybody can write a definition about Zen if they want, both on both sides of the spectrum. Whether it's a good definition or a bad definition, we need as many as possible. But yeah, what's funny is people who are the closest, they know how to grab the juice, and they can power up anything in the name of Zen. All right. And that's why, like, oh, Jack Levin has the ultimate power right now, because he's building a blockchain, which is kind of cool. You know, anyone could build a blockchain. Anybody. There's tons of them. Thousands of blockchains. So why do we need another blockchain? And that's where, again, like on my channel, I feel like we're diving deeper into that question in cryptocurrency of, why do we need other blockchains, right? I think this will be an infinite conversation. It will never end. It's like it's a never-ending conversation of why we need more blockchains. People will always want their own private state. Like, they'll do anything and have any means to take their commons and make them private. That's just markets, especially free markets. So I do think there'll be like really good anchors. Right, Bitcoin is an anchor, Ethereum is an anchor, and then it gets kind of mysterious below that because it's a lot of speculation. We're still very early in the space, right? That's why I like Solana right now at $143. I've seen this before with Ethereum, knowing Ethereum did it wrong, but we're gonna patch that bitch up because it doesn't matter. We're moving along here. Nothing to see. Nothing to see. Yeah, as Bitcoin and Ethereum, rooted in Bitcoin and Ethereum, the another hard pill to swallow here is the block times. Like, you could just go to this website called memepool.space. I've shown this many times. Many times. Here, we'll go to Ethereum. With Zen on any chain, well, most chains, you have an out to X1. Yeah, there's a lot of fair value that comes from the original Zen. That's why I can keep talking about it, because it's like, oh, most people will fall off the rock of the original Zen, and that will be like one of the biggest stories like in 10 years. And I think in this game, you really want to try to dribble as close as you can to the sun. Like, you want to get as much source. Like, that's what I've been tricked on in crypto, right? The source. Where are the coins coming from? Like, I have never been this close. And I was saying to myself, because I thought the source was being a validator, which it still is. It truly is, actually. On X1, being the validator is what we were dreaming of, or how I say sometimes, like, oh, the Zen you're looking for. The thing you're looking for is becoming a validator because you own a little bit of the internet. And in that sense, anything that is pro ownership, you'll be able to receive because you have the node. Like, people might be giving away all kinds of shit. They might be airdropping all kinds of bullshit, like really valuable things to validators just because your vote matters. Like, you fucking run the net. Right? So, you know, I don't think people understand how social this is all going to become once it's available. But again, that's why you can position yourself now low key. Say fuck it. Time is on my side. AMP is going down. I don't need to freak out. You know, most of these other tokens, I'm gonna steal a word from Augmented, but yeah, they need substance. That's why they have debates about vaporware. You'd have a debate about vaporware, bro. This shit is wild. Like, everything sucks. The closest way you're gonna get to the chain is with time, because time pushes, or time ticks, time tells. Right? It's time is the best one. And that's why, yeah, the gas coin connected to time on a logarithmic scale. The real minting formula in Zen is wild. The logarithmic scale makes it quantified, so it's predictable. Like, we quantify the C rank so that it's easier for the program to like register it. And that's why you can see into the future. What's just unpredictable is what happens when you get that supply. Like, that's the mindfuck in the Zen thing. And if you're intelligent, in my opinion, you're curious because you're like, whoa, what does that mean? You know, like, I have my my optimism mints. Sometimes I'll be looking at them, you know. What up, Lita? welcome to the stream. But yeah, I'll be looking at these optimism mints. I see my 1 million dashboard money. But this right here, like, that's value. And if it's just me doing it, understanding that, like, hey, we're just quantifying block space. We're giving you the ability to predict it here, there, anywhere, if you want to. It so happens to have a price, you know. Some people, I don't know. Like, that's what I mean. Like, the hatred dumping is officially done. Most of this dumping is market making because we have amazing Zen forecast on the side chains, like a layer 2. And again, I think Vitalik's vision is working, right? Vitalik wanted to fragment Ethereum because that's the only way to take stress off the ledger. The Ethereum, the EVM, is not designed for parallelism, for, you know, paralyzed. I mean, yeah, it's designed to be paralyzed, but it's not designed for parallelism. So everything is linear, one after the other. You know, like, really being parallel, and Ethereum that's what I'm thinking. Like, it might be connecting everything together, and that's kind of what you see. Like if you look at this bridge status, whoa, I bumped my table too hard. Let me know if it's not maintaining the smoothness. Encoder overload. Darn it. Hold up. What's murking my side? Maybe I'll boost it up. Maybe that'll help it out. I think I learned how to do it on the fly. But yeah, this is a crazy metric to check out. So you see now base is starting to recover from when I was looking at this chart back in November. It's starting to like show life, but before it wasn't really any life going on. So more people are bridging into base, but when we look at optimism and like Arbitrum, these bridges are purring. Starnet, ZK Sync. ZK Sync had that little hack and it kind of fell off, but it's back on track now. VC money is a hell of a drug. But again, I think this one is just the most interesting. Arbitrum and Optimism. Because when you really get into the weeds, these are great bridges for Ethereum tokens. Like if you've built on Ethereum, and that's what it is, it's like the RWAs, which is the stable coins. People have been using the stable coins and ETH all day back and forth, like trading, you know, before Hyperliquid is Hyperliquid, you know, they got their own shit cooking. So in my opinion, I think Ethereum has already made the transition on a technical level to this parallelism and parallelism, but amongst other nests like Arbitrum and Optimism and Base. They're just real brands. They're not like clusters of geeks. Like let's see, like this, like Polkadot Parachain. Shout outs Moonbeam. Let's see. I got any parachains here to look at? No, just talk about them. But yeah, see, like this is all of the same concept. If you know what Polkadot is, this came after. This came after Ethereum, and this is Gavin Wood's concept of what he wanted ETH to become, which was like a relay chain. So think of it this way, like this is Polkadot, this like highway, and then this group of validators, that's Moonbeam, essentially, because they're going to run Paratrain, Moonbeam, right? Moonbeam, right? Moonbeam gives us Zen. This is all Zenians mining the Moonbeam fucking kernel that's connected to Polkadot. And Polkadot, like again, they created a network ledger for this. So it's all backwards. That's what I'm saying. Like in Zen right now, we have this parachain concept, but it's on EVM. And where you choose to place your bet or to place your nodes or to put your support or whatever, that's on you because you're within the native restrictions, right? And that's again why I'm very critical on picking Ethereum-based Zen tokens because they're still Ethereum. Like it's not like it's not like these tokens on Optimism and Base are fucking Ethereum POW or Moonbeam. Like Moonbeam has its own complications already. Like Moonbeam has to be accepted by the relay chain. So if you're a Zenian on Moonbeam, you got to be accepted on Moonbeam, who's got to be accepted by the relay chain. Like this shit is yuck. it's yeah, horrible design in my opinion. Was a good design, very bad future-proof design. It was a good way to get investors, in my opinion. That's just my personal opinion. So yeah, we're all in the same boat. Ethereum is fragmented on purpose to create some sort of speed-like engine based on layer 2s and roll-ups. All right, this is L2 beat. Like I'm still into Ethereum, but like at the same time I'm just like flabbergasted. Like they rugged everybody, but they would never say that. Like, we can't continue this. Did you ask for this? Did you ask for an app, like, or like this garden of different psychological concepts of what Ethereum is what Ethereum means to me? It's like, yeah, that's what this is. Yeah. Oh, job fair. What does a job mean to you, Arbitrum? what does a job mean to you, Base? We got JP Morgan. OP is smart as hell. It's the smartest people. They made the stack that everybody uses. So big ups to OP. You see some of the smaller groups are trying to show up, but that's why I'm like, this is probably the end game. Like, we'll see other app chains, but how many app chains need to exist? Right? That's why I'm like, yo, layer 1 is the battle. Like, we're still there. How do we take this new technology and innovate? Because whoever does it the best will have the next 10 years of the space. And I think, again, this doesn't really feel 10 years to me. This feels like 7-year patch up plan. 7 years sinking or something, 5 years sinking. Again, Solana has a chance because of the way the blockchain's built. So naturally, X1 is going to have a chance, just like Solana. Let me see something here. XENblocks. XUSD is going to be a banger. Yeah, the debit card isn't hard. I hate debit cards though. I don't want to see a debit card. I want to see my local businesses take cryptocurrency. And then I want to see a privacy ledger so that when I go buy my coffee, nobody knows. And then I want that privacy ledger to become so expensive that the VCs have to buy it. And then we start another one quieter. We just keep the privacy ledger going because suck it. Yeah, man. Zen world to the top. But let me see here. Zen hurting right now. Sorry, I'm trolling and I'm mad. I see economical world right now. What up, Savon? Yeah, no, everything is hurting. Zen's not doing bad though. It could be worse. That's just the thing. This shit could be so much worse. That's why I'm so confused why it's not. You see, like, I mean, I can talk about that real quick, but I just want to see something here. Okay, so this is just the concept of XEN because they don't have the technicals. Oh yeah, here we go. So you see, like, what's going to be weird on X1 is, oh yeah, here we do this too. That's why I'm like, yo, we already won with Zen. Zen has just got to pay the price right now. You know, it's in the mafia. It's really getting jumped in the back alley. They about to pull out the Mac and rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. We haven't seen that part yet. That's why I'm like, yo, when the fuck? When's the rat-tat-tat-tat-tat like happening to Zen? Like, everybody likes this shit? It seems like everybody likes it. It's rat-tat-tat-tat. Like, we want to see that. Let it loose. Hold on, let's see here. So dynamic fees. Let me see. We got no. Nah, they haven't talked about it yet. But like, what makes Solana pretty fucking different than everything else, and why is technically dominant is this thing called the BPF, which is like, yeah, their virtual machine essentially. And most like brands, or what I'm discovering as well with this research, it's a lot of crypto brands. 'Cause they're all brands. It's all the same technology. It's just who can put it around in different places different than someone else and shit. You know, who can arrange something different than something else, right? But this is what makes Solana really powerful. This Berkeley packet filter, right? Solana's programs are compiled to the Berkeley packet filter format. BPF was originally designed for Berkeley software distribution, a Unix system to filter network packets in the operating system's kernel, right? So essentially Unix, that's like just like bare bones command. Bro, that's blood, sweat, and tear command right there. You know what I'm saying? So to filter network packets means like this can be written on top of the hardware because it's a hard command. I don't know what the fucking other term is for it, but yeah, it's going to be written in the compiler. The compiler can kind of sit on top of the processors and on top of the processor. And then that's why Solana gets such high TPS. So like a lot of other people use this Rust blockchain tech, but they put their fucking bullshit in the middle. Like I was talking with, you can go and do the research too, but if you ain't got Grok, get Grok. Get Grok. So I was but VCs and no coiners are welcome. Yeah, I was going back and forth with Grok about this. Because like what we don't have yet is this clarification of what's actually what's going on. Like people don't know what's going on. Like you're just using cryptocurrency. Like you don't know. You say you're here for the tech, but you're not really here for the tech because you don't know what the fuck is going on. Right? Like I'm like laughing out. It's all funny now because X1's coming in hot. Like a comet. Like a comet. It's not going to hit the earth, bro. It's just going to stay in orbit. It's going to provide internet for everybody. But like, yeah, like Aptos and Sui, for instance, they are in Move. And they did Move on their, as their application layer. Right? But they chose Rust to power their underlying infrastructure. So they use Rust, or they built the blockchain in Rust to make sure that the blockchain is very, very powerful because Rust is been tested as the best blockchain code syntax right now. Like the library and everything for it is just perfect for, again, machine. Because I do think the same. Like I think in crypto, we're doing something different. We're moving like a brain or something like that, you know, because people want value and value is demand. They want that shit. They want the shit now, right? I want it now. So that's why, again, all the geniuses or the gigabrains have to point to the next thing. And Ethereum is interesting because it was built in Go. Go is from Google. Ethereum essentially is a Google chain. Because that's what Vitalik had to use. He had to use Go. And when you really look at it from like this bird's eye view, because we're in the future, it's like, oh shit, like low key Ethereum is an application chain. And that's why it can't have accounts technically. Technically, it shouldn't have real accounts on it because it's just for apps. It's just for Madden 25, bro. 2K25. That's all we were supposed to be doing on Ethereum. We wasn't supposed to be storing, 5,000 day stakes. That's not what Ethereum was built for, right? On Rust, you can do that because it divides. Like there's more division in the programming, right? You can separate more pieces, which has now spawned Aptos and Sui and other various Rust chains they're built in Rust, but they put a VM on top of it to run their apps. It's kind of crazy. That's why it's like, yo, Polkadot was one of the first Rust chains, but they used the tech again to make a cluster of nodes that did their own thing. And maybe that's why Gavin would always sound like he was crying at a fucking conference they had. He always looked like he was pleading for somebody to build something sick as fuck. Like, oh, please, build something pink. It's like, damn, dude, stop crying. But now it makes a lot of sense. You know, right here. Rust is better off for blockchains. Rust performs safely. Performance, safety, and flexibility make it for both core infrastructure and smart contracts, especially in high throughput chains like Solana. Its mature ecosystem and broader adoption gives it an edge over Move's niche role. And that's what it is. It's not that Move isn't smart. It's that it's not Rust. Like, Move is built for people like the object thing. Like, I guess that makes sense. They're visioning a VR world. Like, they're already in the VR shit. Because that's the only angle Meta has. Like, it's true. Like, or at least in my opinion, I don't see Meta doing anything cooler than augmented reality. So, you know, having these virtual machines like a Sui, like a Aptos, where the infra is a robust, and then again, the user doesn't need to know. All right, that's why the hack can happen. It doesn't matter, man. Put the money back or whatever, you know, just don't lose it the next time. So we'll see how far those EVs go, but I think, or those VMs, but that just means that there's a lot of different VMs. And this goes back to what I'm talking about with X1 chain and us having this Berkeley packet filter. Like, we have the same thing as like Aptos and Sui, but we have, you know, XENblocks on top of the BPF. You feel me? We have XEN on 13 different EVMs on top of the BPF. Like, this shit is so sick with it that like, again, unless you're here for it, you're not gonna understand it. You'll learn about it later. You'll learn that like smart contracts were stupid to begin with, and people needed to move into programs because we started to fragment into app chains, and app chains make no sense. Like, app chains make no sense, bro. Just put it on chain. Just put it on one chain that's robust. And that's just the way it is. And then maybe again, I think what we're doing in X1 is the smart move, which is adding to the mind share. Because we're not a competition. We're not in competition with Solana. We have a whole different mission. Our mission is more fun and more chaotic, which is cool, you know. And it's also to bring in, you know, again, I think that edgy side of crypto, bring that little section back a little bit. And Solana will always be suit and tie, because they needed to get this message to the masses that maybe this is what we want in the middle of the kernel. All right, we want this Berkeley packet filter. You know, I guess they explained this well on Solzen too. Shout out Zensu. He had to make this. What's up, Tekken? Yeah, I'm a super nerd. Today is Nerd Out Thursdays, because I know my shit. Haha. Nerd Out Thursdays because I know my shit. Solzen occupy 30% of Solana's network. So yeah, this is like this is kind of like how the Zen world really got introduced to what they call what is it? So let me see here. Mining 420 hashes involves sending a transaction, including the Solzen Mentor program, If the priority fee is high enough, the Solana leader, as well as the rest of the validator cluster, will then run the 420 program. The 420 miner program. The program leverages the cryptographic hashing algorithm KEKIK 256 to find a hash containing a string with 420 or 42069 upon it or on it. Upon successfully finding the correct hash, the miner is rewarded Solzen, as well as becoming eligible for XEN airdrop. Lols. So yeah, like, oh yeah, this the scheduler. So this is how Solana's validator network is what Solzen essentially was testing. Because when you ran this script, it was a very simple script, it's very low in units of compute. What we noticed was when we put the script into the scheduler, you could essentially run dynamically through each thread, like, you know, like a processor. And at first everybody was hitting one thread, and then they split it up where it was like, oh, you can bounce around threads and then maybe you might land like a hash. But again, this Berkeley packet filter is essentially doing this. Like, it's indexing and connecting. And it's using the processing the hardware to give it the speed of light. And the difference again between Solana and like a SUI running Rust as Infra is Solana allows you to run on top of Rust, right on top of the Solana. You pay for it. It's like it's floating Rust in the sky essentially until XEN shows up, and then there's two of them. It's like two distros. That's kind of how we can probably think of it too on some tech shit. It's two distros, like Linux. How Linux has all types of distros, different feelings and emotions of how people want to have free and open software. That's essentially going to be what this SVM is, right? We wouldn't have to take SVM if Solana didn't like build it in the way they did. If that makes any sense. Like, it's not like we're forking SVM. We're really forking technology. And they did it first. Like, everybody had the chance to do it, but they did it first. Maybe it was the funding. And I also think Solana had a lot of... they have Anatoly who thought of this idea, essentially, in my opinion. With various others who thought of this idea. But they had a lot of hackathons and experiments to really bring it to life, to kind of battle test it for like the Trump coin. So yeah, man, XEN is set up. Again, if you really want to get into XEN, you should be mining xeNFTs. As you can see, the hashes are injected into XEN, which essentially is just making this the proof of work layer for real. Like, it's like a proof of work layer, right? That's leveraging a layer 2 inside of XEN, no extra shit. And all of these coins, you can just make them by spinning up some. And this way, yeah, it might get very unique. Like, there's people working on getting it back to CPU. So, you know, XNM definitely could be, you know, $1 for sure or something. It could be some ridiculous number because there's only going to be six 600 million of them in the next, I guess, it'd be 13 years now. So if you find all the Zen gems, make sure you find yourself some XEN, especially if you have your own GPU at home, like a 4090, a 4080, yeah, anything in the 4000 series P.o.P, and even the three. Like right now at these difficulty levels, you can get something in the 3000 level, and it'd be pretty good. But yeah, man, I see that, like, again, the difficulty has gone down heavy on XENblocks. That means everybody's giving up. And it's totally fine. Like, yo, so many people have given up. That's why streaming for me right now is still like something I should do if I can, if I have the time. Because these are the moments, like these are the documented moments where it's like, oh, nobody was really here. Nobody was really around. And then everything turned around and they all came back at the same damn time. Right? G rank still at 36 million on Ethereum, man. That shit does not move. This shit been at 36 million for a long time. Or I guess it just got here, my bad. Well, let's see how long it was at 35 for. Damn, it took a month and 10 days to add 1 million G ranks on Ethereum. Womp womp. G ranks still aren't exploding, and gas is going down. I find that also very fascinating. Wait until the next halving. I can't imagine how low the difficulty will go. We'll see, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think people are looking at XENblocks incorrectly. I have a super sick idea for XENblocks. Man, my XENblocks idea is fucking crazy. And it's because now I understand, like, oh man, essentially we have a Berkeley packet filter like concept. So we can build around this in a deep end sense that helps the whole ecosystem. And there's a lot of cool things. Like if you start a network inside of X1 and you want to build like a really dope idea, like you'll have all the hardware because you started some sort of network. So that's like yeah, you know, there's a lot of people in Solana already on that. But you know, where are you coming from? You know, are you just here to get the gains, or are you here, you know, to change the world? And I think that most people are still here just for the gains. And they're gonna miss out on that like peace. So I do expect the difficulty to go lower when it happens, because people will not get it that they should keep mining because it's the easiest access to X and T. That's like me and hashing. Like I'm still mining XENblocks. So like, what's funny about my XENblocks is now my scale is going up, because I got a 4090 that costs me like, I think like $1.50 a day, which is not bad, because you're gonna spend a way more money on a shitcoin than like $1.50 a day on a positive on a net positive, which is a hard minted token from Proof, right? Proof of work token. So I think of all these XENblocks that I get, like these are huge, man. These are $10 coins. These are $10, $20 coins, because they don't exist. They don't exist in this structure. You don't find other proof of work coins that are connected to a robust blockchain. Like most of them are trash. They're garbage town. So again, I feel like this is how you change, or how you introduce something new as well. Like crypto is so fragmented. The app chain philosophy does not make sense to me. I just see fragmentation, and then I also see no accountability, because anyone can or you could choose one that loses, and it's like, oh, you should have been listening to the, you should have had your ear to the ground. That shit will not be the case in X1. I mean, it might be for some, but how do I say this? It's not gonna be the case for the common user, because most of the big stuff probably won't ever have to trickle down. You'll just be using the chain. That's what these teams want. They just want people using the chain. But if you really use these blockchains, that's not possible. You can't build a business that's forever on optimism. You need to go hand in hand with optimism, which means it's not going to be a forever project. I think we're moving towards like forever projects, because you can take the load off the internet or off the blockchain easier now. You don't have to work in this EVM environment. Peace in the Middle East. That's how that shit goes. I'll be waiting for my airdrop. That's why I mine Solzen mostly. Yeah, Solzen mined a whole bunch. Took up 30% of the network. But that's why, again, our dynamic fees in X1, like that's what Zen taught the team and everybody who worked on this concept, is that the EIP 1559 on Ethereum is actually intelligent in the ideology of, gas fluctuating based on participation. Because since Solana was built to just access the kernel, there's nothing stopping someone from going and taking up 30%, but there's no reason to do that, right? Like that was a whole group of experimental scientists that did that, and it only lasted for 3 months. So who's to say, it could have lasted forever? I like Solzen though. I really like the mining. But again, I don't think it would get mainstream attention. It's just like another way to make crypto, in the arrays of making crypto. So it's still cool though. I look at the price sometimes and I'm like, man, I wish people would get into it, but no one in Ethereum or no one in Zen world is on SVM yet. So this is still on super discount too. Right now is a good time to buy some Solzen on the daily. It's under the 40. Anytime it goes under the 40, it always recovers. It has yet to see the day of no recovery. And that is just a fact. The recoveries might be tiny, but it recovers. Shout out Solzen. See, I'm not even looking at price right now. What's up, Fast All Duel? He's here for the tech. That's what we do. What up, Quantum? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I helped you live. Damn, that's crazy. Damn, you're going to make me FOMO into XEN. Dude, XEN is for sure $1. There's only like 615 million that's going to come out. And it's P.o.P. Like, it's going to be crazy. How do you say this? We have 15 years to build for XENblocks. We have 15 years to make something the world wants. And if we can't make nothing, then damn it. Fuck it then. But we got 15 years, and the narrative goes that is the most scarce proof of work coin on X1 chain. And if it goes to exchanges because they like the bait or whatever, good luck, shout outs to them. But I see a lot of use in the network. I think you slap a VM on top of Xenium and you got something cooking. You put a merge mining protocol that's running votes, because that's what they're going to do with X1 and Xenium. It's going to be a voter, right? Voters are huge because you need them for like light nodes. Like, Guys, I'm too in the weeds. What's up, Tasmanian? Do you think the market will recover? Oh man, the market's hella gonna recover. They're dancing. Do you feel like dancing? I'm a dancing night away. Bro, the market's gonna recover. They're just fucking around like it's stupid. The thing that I'm scared about is the stupid desert war. That is like mind control. Hey, they got xen.com over here in the corner. Look at that. Just look at that. Look at that. xen.com. But yeah, the desert war is hanging over the heads of a lot of shaky hands. So I'm a little worried about that because I don't know. That's such an unpredictable thing. Like, I'm not predicting war. The fuck? I'm a peaceful man. It's like, shit. I got to predict a war? Like, nah, man. Fuck that. I opt out. If it goes, it goes. That's how I'm thinking now. I'm like, man, if it goes, it goes. I know who choose what side. That's how I'm seeing this. Okay, I said it yesterday on stream. I feel like we're in a divisional state. The Genius Act being approved means we're moving into stable coins. This might be the last war we're ever in. It might literally be peace in the Middle East after this shit. It's just how high does it escalate? What does it turn into? You know, who else gets involved? Can Trump hypnotize everybody? It's because it's hypnosis at this point. The words are spells. They have to be so exact with the way that they say something so that they don't start something, right? And any word that comes out of any human's mouth that feels bearish to a really big individual, which I don't understand what would happen anyways. What are you going to do? You're going to go buy some gold? What are you going to do? Oh my God, I got to take my $1 million out of Bitcoin. You know, so a lot of it just doesn't add up to me that the market is over. I'm seeing ranges, right? Ethereum is still trading in a range between 28 and 2000, which is a huge range. And if you know how Ethereum works, those motherfuckers are winning because they're probably in liquidity pools on ETH, swinging the shit out of Ethereum, just getting the fees on ETH because the real world takes Ethereum now. Hey, did you hear? The real world takes Ethereum. The real world started taking Bitcoin, and then it started taking ETH, and now they signed the Genius Act, so it's gonna start taking fucking stable coins. Like, where are we, bruv? X1 next up. That's why I'm like, I'm first in line for X1. Fuck you guys. And what's gonna happen? And this one, I'm just like, yo, I'm just super relaxed right now. Like, I'm watching idiots fight about who's the biggest Richard Hart lover. I'm kicking back, like playing 2K. Like, bro, what are these? This is entertainment. This is Jerry to a Xenian. Damn, they're eating each other alive. The plan is working. Soon they will buy the Zen. That's why it's like, yo, shut the fuck up if you're talking about Zen and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay, you're hella far away. You're gonna buy my bags 8 times in a row. Infinity to infinity and beyond. Psh. Yo, there's gonna be one person out there that's gonna buy your Zen bag like 100 times, and then they're gonna be like, why can't I ever beat this person? And you're just gonna be like, mintzen.com. What the fuck you mean? How you're gonna beat me? If you're not on mintzen.com, you can't win. The race begins there. Vroom vroom. Maybe I'll make like a Rainbow Road meme coin for mintzen.com. Only mintable if you mint in Zen. See, the ideas are coming. They're coming slowly but surely. I'm thinking I'm going to launch a token using XENblocks. Good call. Yeah, man. But you got to this is what you got to do, though. Or this is what I'm thinking. If you can explore, rebuttal, say whatever, you know. But I'm thinking you want to make it with a built-in protocol. So something else needs to be with this engine. If that makes any sense. You know, who wants to look at a V8 engine just on the street with no car around it? So you really do gonna have to make a product. And if you ask GPT will tell you because it's very fascinating. The fascinating piece of this puzzle here is that XENblocks is written in Python. So Python is one of the easiest machine learning, languages. So it's very easy to work with existing libraries. That thing called XENblocks. And if you're brand new to development, maybe this is your calling. Maybe it's your way of expanding digital art by finding all of these pieces, these components, and building something that no one could think was possible because, again, they didn't know this shit plugged in. They didn't know how to put the Rubik's Cube together. So, yeah, I think, again, in Zen, we have all this stuff. We have the magic. It's really just starts here in GPT at this point. And that's what's crazy. All these other coins didn't have GPT. Like, imagine if it was 2009 and you could have just asked a question about Bitcoin and you didn't have to go and find fucking Satoshi or fucking, Hal Finney. Yo, bro, how does this shit work, bro? You're a scammer. Like, this modern era of crypto is crazy. Like, the founder is dead ass in the Telegram and you're just gonna be like, you're a scammer. Like, damn, shit is so upside down. What up, Tree City West? Yo. I got a product. I got a whole ecosystem I can build. That's what but that's not what I'm worried about. Hell yeah. Put the pieces together, bro. Again, building blocks. The real Lego set. What's up, ENJ Deb? XEN has been the best store of value on Pulse Chain for the last 2 days with the whales dumping. Damn, is that what's happening over there? I haven't even been looking. XEN up 12%. Hey, I hope so. There's a prophecy that needs to be lived. None of the other coins have done it yet. XEN does have the ability to do this. So this is why, again, I'm saying it's a hero story over here. The thing is I can't get there. I'm not Rolando. Rolando's a wild one. Motherfucker will put Ethereum inside of Pulse Chain. Follow that man. But yeah, I mean, it's underneath the 6. Seems like Pulse Chain wants to get up to $1 million because that's the Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain tokens like being above $1 million, and I'm very surprised as well that XEN is under $1 million, and it makes a lot of sense because it has a lot of coins out. Like, it doesn't have a real community, and Zen doesn't actually need that. So shout out to all the XENians because y'all are crazy. Hey, look at I'm still mining, bro. Hell yeah, 115 24 hours. Get like me. 16 billion passwords leaked today. Google, Facebook, Microsoft. Make sure you got a motherfucker. You got 2FA enabled. Damn it. This is the end of Web 2. This has to be the end of Web 2. Elon's rocket blew up because and then Honda's rocket goes up. Google gets hacked. Largest Web 2 password leak in history. We're all fucked. That's what that means. Damn it. Hey, shout out to the IT guy. He just pulled up breaking news. You're wrecked. We're all wasting time. But this is why private keys are important. Like, if you had private keys and everything was stored to your organization, but this is why, again, people are going to give them away anyways because they can't do it. They're going to be like, oh my God, I have to keep all my private keys in my, and stored and do all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. That's why there will always be industry, guys. There will always be industry because there's always going to be somebody that says it's too fucking much work. Okay, build for those idiots. Those idiots are gonna love our subscription plans. And that's just the way it is. Zen world. Okay. So yeah, it's a full-time job out here. But I think again you want private keys. Pronto mail. I might have to start doing that too. The end of 2025 might have to be the purge of yourself from Web 2. And I don't even know what that looks like either. but I do kind of think it is just moving into private key awareness. Making sure it's more and more and more private keys. Damn, my bro got the links. Well, back to Mickey D's. LOL. 16 billion. God damn. That's a lot of Zen. Damn, that's a lot of Zen. This has been updated. Okay, this story originally published on June 18th has been updated with comments from the founder of Keeper. Oh, is that who got robbed? Man, how'd they get robbed, man? Is this the GOAT when it comes to password leaking? Password compromise is no joke. It leads to account compromise, and that leads to, well, the compromise of most things. Duh. Oh shit. Oh, I don't have this. I want to see how they got hacked. Strong password management. All right, I don't want to read too much, but thanks for the link. You should go and read it. I'm pretty sure this is some important shit. But XEN might be more important. Tree City West right now. They're finally rocking. They're finally holding up. Oh no. Darn it. Hold up. What the hell of it? So yeah, real quick, what I was saying was that XEN still has a long way to go because it has a lot of supply that needs to be staked. But it looks like people must be waking up over there or something. Like the Zen spirit must be high and alive. I see a large stake went in April. Whew, some 60 trillion Zen staked up. 21 trillion staked. 3 trillion, 17 trillion. So there has been quite a bit of XEN that has been finding itself in the stake furnace. So it does, again, it looks like the Zen spirit, the spirit of Zen is alive on Pulse Chain. I can totally see it. Even though the staking hasn't totally caught up, I can see it turning the corner right now. And the G rank isn't popping because it's expensive as fuck to make Zen on Pulse Chain. Like, it's unattractive. It's the ugliest girl on the beach. That's why it's number 4. Right. If we go over here, we try to make one day. And also the G ranks are pretty low. See, people, this is a trader's game over on Pulse Chain. They like trading. These Pulse Chain guys. They're not, I mean, they're in it for the tech, but really they're in it for the high tech trading algorithms. That's what they meant to put on it. They're like, disclaimer, I'm in it for the tech of high trading algorithms. Bots. If it's on a bot, I don't give a fuck. So you can see here that the G rank is really low, sub 200K type vibe. So we'll go ahead and just kind of keep it average. Shout out Zenmon for the calc. But users after you, we'll do one day. Oops. Users after you, we'll do 200K because it might pop off. We'll be, excited. I don't fucking know. And then the amount of VMUs, I think Pulse Chain copies Ethereum, right? Have you ever looked at the blocks of Pulse Chain? Am I going to see something I don't want to see right now? Can I look at that? Is that even allowed? These fools, they got that torrent feeling. Ooh, where am I headed? Ooh, where am I headed? It's like you're headed to Block Scout. My C phrase was my password. Oh no. Imagine that. Oh shit. Damn. Let's see. What's the gas target? Oh, they don't have the gas target. Oh yeah, 300. Man, they should raise this. If I was on Pulse Chain, I would be like, y'all need to put this shit like base chain and make it fast and cheap as fuck. Cause that's what makes the gas so expensive. They need to fork this gas. Look at me. I'm not the IT guy for fucking Pulse Chain. Fuck you. But yeah, that's why when you'll see the gas over here, you're really gonna have a hard coded 128 because that gas is not gonna give you more than that. You're gonna have so many failing transactions or paying a high price. And that's what we see here right now. It's around 61 cents to make a mint on Pulse Chain. That's actually not that bad right now. I know sometimes it can be around. I think I see it usually at 1,400,000. Is this it? Million. This looks so much. Hold up. Booyaka. Oh, 95. Yeah, so sometimes let's be here. Like $1.28 round trip, which isn't bad either. I guess it's not bad when it's not bad. Position yourself. They're looking to do it. They're looking to do it. That's what that means. If you're telling me Pulse Chain is dumping and this is holding the line, that must mean that it's already more valuable than Pulse Chain. Yeah. Like it's probably, yeah, this was probably the ultimate play on Pulse Chain right now. Like in market cap, let's look at this day. And that's a pretty good looking chart. This would be the bottom for this classic area over here. All that was the dip. If you were a hardcore believer in Pulse Chain, XEN, you should have been buying it back in August, January. It's seen that pop because, again, people are looking for X1 chain. So any speculation on X1 chain and it goes up. But as soon as it does that, there is burning that's happening, staking that's happening. And this is like kind of the rebalance of that. Right? This is a whole different community after this last run. So yeah, this looks really good. Here, let's look at the RSI. Let's toss it on. You don't really need many indicators to see what the hell is going on. What the helly? Just an RSI and a stable resistance support zone. And it'll tell you everything. And then what I like to do on the RSI again is the mid level or the mid limit. That's where I like to go, 42. So I can see where, see again, like I'm not even trying and it's literally telling me the script already. Why is it telling me the script? Because the RSI shows you support and resistance within the buys and the sells. So oversold and overbought. When it gets up here, it's overbought. Too many people have bought XEN, right? And then when it gets below, realistically, I think like in a trading world, when it drops below this 40 level is when you really want to get the dip because it's that's disparity in my opinion. That's when something must be going on where the community has something wrong with them, like internally. Somebody wants to get out, the famous like somebody's car broke down, they got to sell their XEN. But these are kind of rare. So you really do want to be grabbing XEN when it pops underneath these lines. And what I'm looking at right now, the reason why sometimes you'll look at like USD and then price, and it looks like this on the RSI. That's why I don't like looking at XEN price on the RSI because it's always overbought. Because yeah, the price is literally it's overpriced. It has no price. It's overbought and it's oversold. I don't fucking know. You can kind of wait for it to get static, but you see here like this static electricity, like whatever. But if you switch it to market cap, you start to see the value in the RSI. And then if you switch it to PLS, then if you're in post chain, that should be your real chart to let you know, like, hey, my XEN is becoming more valuable than the native, as it should be, because the native chain is an application. XEN is a better application than the native chain, so it's better than it. There's no surprise here. The native chain should become part of our app and be burned and stop like giving resistance as if you're not a fucking application yourself. Bitch, we're both apps in this bitch till we go to X1 chain, unless you run a validator. Man, I gotta get a fucking validator. Laura 1v1. Who? Player versus player. Sus. But yeah, so if I was on Pulse Chain right now, yeah, I'd probably be getting into XEN. It looks like it's a safe buy. You got a lot of headroom before it gets oversold. And the last time it did it again, it rode in value. So yeah, let's see. So you see here, this is the value of XEN, this chart. This is the value of XEN. You can see, and the last time it ran up, there was energy leading up to each peak. Each peak had an energy. It had a decrease of energy and an increase of energy. This is called fair crypto, motherfucker. Nobody has insider information. Nobody has more coins than their neighbor. Some people are here for the long haul. Some people are not. XEN is just, yeah, this is pretty funny. This is a beautiful chart. If I had Pulse Chain, I'd be over there. But I don't feel like you need to be in every XEN. I think that's another thing too. Like, you can write the story for that chain if you want. It doesn't involve everybody else. The biggest chain that we need to push is Ethereum, because that involves everybody. That is the cluster. When we talk EVM connected to X1 chain, we're really talking about XEN. It's its own state. It just exists. People can build with the burn, and we can set up oracles on X1 chain that become even more robust than like Chainlink, and really start to dominate in this ideology of relay. I mean, I'm not in that debate, but I'm listening and all that good shit. But yeah, man, enjoy a barbecue today. It's a holiday here in America. Happy Juneteenth to all those that celebrate it. We're going to see where we go with XEN. I still want to see 4 million. And I think it's on the table. I think the market makers will give it to us. That is I'm looking here. We'll look at ETH real quick before I sign out. Let me look at fuck ETH XEN lols. I've been looking at ETH XEN. So like this is why ETH XEN suffers. Is some market makers can take it lower because none of us can afford to go head to head to lose 20K, and Jack doesn't want to lure anybody in that regard. Like, you know, he doesn't want to have somebody lose 20,000 because he don't know. I don't know, bro, says Jack. But if we look on the daily here at the value, ETH XEN is scrubbing the ground. Scrub the ground. Everybody now, scrub the ground. And you could say that it's doing this because of Ethereum, but then I asked the question again: how low does it go? How long does it stay like this? Like, everybody knows. If you actually, this is pretty bullish right here. Crypto Bro exclusive, because I'm the GOAT next to Tree City West. That's a GOAT. But yo, peep this right here. This was the wick May 6th. So let's switch it back to USD. Right. So that's the wick May 6th, where it went down to 4 million. I might be getting boofed right now, because when I look at it on Wrapped ETH, we're actually closer to the end of this wick. And Ethereum has been getting cheaper, so it's probably Ethereum is helping us get to it faster because it's going down with XEN going down, right? Because the selling is super minimal. Woo, shit, boy, we might actually be where we want to be. God damn, look at that. This is like the steepest water slide at at the water park. Hold on one second. All right. But yeah, like looking at it from this angle, I was just about to get out of here, but looking at it from this angle, I think ETH going down with the sell pressure might have us at a really good spot. Because that's what, yeah, we're feeling that wick. I mean, last time we had that set up, I guess, was up here. Where it came down to the wick. It danced on the wick for a month's time. Oh, this is 23. So XEN is prone for pullbacks, it looks like, in July. And who knows? Maybe that's the natural rebalance of just the whales, because there's actual whales here. So let's go to the June and 24. June 24. June 24, we're laying down on the bottom of the RSI in the value of Ethereum. Because again, there was no X1 chain. But in June 23, since XEN was new, you have DBXEN, which basically changed the direction of the chart because the whales were able to dump weekly mints. Like they were able to make XEN by the week and dump that shit. And they did it to a certain point until it reversed, which again, this is the type of sell-off we want to see. Actually, this first sell-off in 2023, when people were like, oh, X1 chain is going to come out now. And Jack was like, oh, this shit ain't coming out. That's when we hit a low, because people believed the narrative, and all these KOLs jumped into XEN and they tried to take it as high as they could. But it looks like it could only go back to the 72 before it got stomped out. Dreams got crushed. Dreams got crushed. But yeah, we haven't revisited that low in a long time. Man, this is a fascinating chart. A lot of storytelling on here. Yeah, this one might not ever happen again. That was like, people really hated Jack Levin. You had the ET FUD. You had Trevon FUD. You had XENblocks come out. Everyone hated XEN when it was this low. Because that's why they were able to take it up and basically battle, or we were fighting for mindshare in XEN in this moment. And the whales just outsold us because it's on Ethereum. Like, we were all kind of stupid for buying that inflation because the AMP was against us. The AMP is still against us, and we're not buying it and not mining it. So the tokenomics are really shining right now. So you get this very steep sell-off with a very gradual redistribution almost. It's pretty fascinating. Because this distribution, you can tell too, May 24th to June, that's because X1 chain didn't come out and people didn't take the bait that maybe it comes out on Jack's birthday. They were like, I'm not going to get caught up in that, in like what happened last year. So they all dumped, which actually balanced the market out. It's pretty fascinating. Because this was minted XEN, right? Yeah, each dump in XEN's history right now is going to tell a story. And I think this one right here, this last wick that's actually being filled up, and there's not much more to go. Like, that's why it's like, yeah, don't buy XEN yet, because we got to wait for this shit to fucking settle out. Like, and as you can see, it's as low as it can be. To go lower is literally people getting XEN and dumping it, or you're buying it and taking a loss. right? We're seeing that on CBZen. There's an active person trying to fish out someone now, and they're providing value, which is pretty sick. This account, where's this account at? I don't know why they're doing what they're doing. This account. It's like they sold alongside, created a dip, bought the dip back, and then got dumped on, and then sold the dip just to buy it back, just to dump again. My only thought here is that maybe this person is trying to swing value and trying to get the market going, because it's such a low market cap on CBZen. It doesn't take many, makers to start making this something. And that's the problem with Ethereum Zen that we're suffering right now. We have no community on ETH. There's no one there just trying to buy and store Zen because they're afraid of people nuking them. And I think that's smart. That gives the risk to the miner, because if you mint Zen, then now you're the person that has it, and it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to give the market a discount. On CBZen, it's a little different because time is your friend, because it's too easy to get, right? Like the riddle in CBZen is very fascinating because of that thing you need to figure out. Like, what is more objectively important to you, time or liquidity? And not everybody has 525 days to get 4 trillion. And not everybody can get 4 trillion. And what you really need is 25 trillion. So the balance scale on CBZen is just hilarious, because it being cheap is like, or it having access is the switch to being sold out, or what, the favorite thing being sold out. Like, oh, now it's accessible, everybody can get to it. That's CBZen on a public level. Everybody can get to it. I think OP-Zen is for the Zenian to get there now, because if you find CBZen, you're definitely going to find OP-Zen. You're going to be like, oh, damn, that's the goated one. That one has a 1 amp. The inflation never happens. And it's just trustless Zen. Like, it's nothing. Nobody, no owners. But yeah, CBZen is on a crazy, wicked belief here. Let's look at this real quick. So let's see how much, wait. Let's just see one more time. In market cap Ethereum, we're at 2,000 ETH. That's how big our market cap is. It's worth 2,000 ETH. So looks like we can go, or 2.6 thousand. Looks like the bottom could be 2.2 thousand Ethereum. So if ETH drops in price and people keep selling Zen, it will be very easy to achieve this number. But the moment that people stop selling Zen and Ethereum keeps dropping in price, this shit is going to reverse, because it's going to become more valuable than ETH. And there's a reason it should be, because it's the app on top of Ethereum. It's more valuable than Ethereum. It's what's going to make Ethereum valuable. Right? It is pump fun. You can get as much as you want. You can have the biggest position in Zen if you just get out of the brofi, get your head in the game. So yeah, maybe bring back Doge Chain Zen. Do it, bro. Do it. Spark up a contract. What's up, Michael? So buying Zen good enough, or do I have to do a bunch of stuff after I buy it, being a crypto noob? I've been waiting to get it for 0.3 for a while now. Yeah. I mean, if you're not technical, just buy the tech. Zen is the tech. If you want to get Zen, become technical and mine it, or mint it, mintzen.com. So yeah, if you can't mint zen.com, just buy Zen. Do we need that too? Fuck, somebody get it, spin it up, buy zen.com. And it just is all the rails to buy Zen. We might as well, because that's what it is. Either you're going to mint it and become ahead of everyone because you have the time, Like you're on a nomad mission. 500 days ain't shit. You finna be here and more muscular. You know, that's who the mentor is. That's the mentality of the mentor. But there's going to be users who don't have time for that. And that's why you buy Zen. But you are looking for the best ratio. And I think mentors are becoming smarter because, again, the way to get the cheapest burn point is to mint. And that's a big learn. That's a huge learn. You're very ignorant if you're still buying Zen to burn it and not minting at the same time. That's ignorance. High ignorance. Why are you buying Zen and not minting it? Minting is the highest return. No questions down. Because there will always be buyers because your dumbass just bought it. Right? So you want to be minting forever until the chain shut us down. Or until we move this S1, X1. And in X1, if what I could see happening between X1 and Zen on ETH is the G ranks, the priority, it shifts to a new ledger because the G rank has always been priority. And if people see more value in making C ranks on a valuable chain, you know, I don't see why they wouldn't just leave Ethereum because they don't have time to keep up, you know, with bouncing around. And that's where if you're a buyer in Zen, you're going to come to the crossroads late. Mentors will know when that time is happening. They'll know it. They'll be like, oh shit, everyone's not here no more. Like, you know, and kind of like how you guys are noticing now that like PZen is holding its price while Pulse Chain is going down. That's exactly how it should be. You know, you literally flip the value and it's like, oh yeah, this is actually more valuable than Pulse Chain. It's at the bottom. It's been bottom out at what we can consider cheap now. Like, that's cheap Zen, baby. Might as well launch buy Zen. Yeah, somebody do it. Paying ETH fees in 2017 or 2022. I need my money back. I pay way too much ETH fees. But that's why too. It's like, yo, your money comes back in rebate in Zen because this is the real application. We should be pushing Zen because Ethereum is phony. They build blockchain infrastructure on top of an app. Like, it was never meant to be what it is. That's why, man, bro, they're trying to save this shit. Zen will save it. Zen can save Ethereum better than anything else because people will start using the chain. And that's what they want. They want users. They need to get back to the blind eye of I'm sending a transaction for $100. Either we were really retarded or there was some sort of magic there. Because it's actually very dumb, but everyone in the world did it. So what the fuck was that going on? People couldn't even speak English, but they knew they needed to pay 0.5 ETH to pay the fee. So 30 Gwei used to be cheap. Yeah. That's why I'm like, man, ETH is a great app, but Solana is a better application blockchain, and it has the infra for it if it's going to be that together, right? If it's, you know, and that's why the cluster of nodes and centralization ideology on top of mainstream is so stupid, because these are all applications. These are all apps. Tron is an app, but it just moved to its own node set, and now it's working backwards. Right. But the biggest application on Tron is USDC or USDD. Right. Like, Justin Sun knew how to finesse his app layer. They've been trying to turn Dogecoin into an app layer forever. It's fucking crazy. It's the Chuck Taylor of crypto. ADA is trying to say that they're an application layer for fucking the government. Hyperliquid sneaking up into number 11 because it's an actual application. Just like Bitcoin Cash, the application that forked itself out of Bitcoin so you can have bigger blocks. All these things are applications. It's all phony. And that's the question that we have to ask, in my opinion, or however you're getting it. Is this application worth my time? Because time is energy, and energy needs to be efficiently distributed. That shit is like a flowing river, man. It will find where it needs to go. Look at the Bitcoin market cap. That's still real people money. Real people are not in the apps. That's VC money, man. You're never going to be at the 0 point in any of these apps unless you get into one brand new. Keep procrastinating. The biggest stakers are going to be the ones with the fucking barao. Shout outs to validators. Base is ETH only. Is ETH's only hope. Base is ETH's only hope, man. It's the best application. And we all know why, which is scary. It's even better than Unichain. And Unichain was the DEX. Nobody gives a fuck about Unichain. Nobody cares. They said we did OP too. Aren't we cool? No. Shut up. StarNet. Nobody gives a fuck about StarNet. Nobody gives a fuck about this shit. Lena, I don't even know what this is. I just see it in MetaMask. That's one of the reasons why I left MetaMask, because I was like, what the hell is this network? Scroll. See, when they don't have a badge next to them, that means they made their own stack. Cute. We got Abstract using CK Snarks. But yeah, these are all apps, and like, again, you would never see XEN come here because XEN doesn't make any sense in this arena, but it's actually the same shit on a complex level of thought. Like, we have one app that's on a bunch of stacks. They all live in the state environment of the stack. They all have the same code, can be programmed by a programmer just by flipping a switch. It's insanity. But we would never be on L2 beat because we don't operate a set of nodes. And now that, you know, like, and it's like, then the question arises where it's like, but ours is just SVM, so it could never get exposure over here because it's not EVM. So like, there's gates on gates. Like, literally, which gated apartment or gated apartment complex are you gonna pull into? You know. So it's mad deep, bro. That's why I'm like, yo, we're gonna take over apps. We're gonna take it over from the inside, and all of the coins that are on good blockchains, I'm expecting those to prosper because that's what XEN does. XEN prospers. It doesn't back down. Okay, here we did some stuff over here. We need to add some color to it though. Add some color. Yeah, this stuff comes with like a purple line. I don't know why. I like yellow. I can see that better. Let's go to the daily. All right, CBXEN. Yeah, see, CBXEN's holding really good. It's holding up actually really, really good. See, when I got into CBXEN, it was in this moment. So I think a lot of this CBXEN has been burnt to make like all types of things. The special thing about CBXEN is it came a year after XEN, so the G rank actually was it was like used better, more efficiently. People didn't go and waste gas. They actually minted a very efficient, like organic pattern, and that's what attracted me to CBXEN, because I could see it in the way that the dumping was occurring. Like, once people started, like myself, started to come in and notice, like, hey, there's actually not that much CBXEN over here, and I had noticed this on the RSI. Right, RSI gets oversold before the real dump, and I was like, yo, I'm about to jump in here. And what happened? A bunch of people showed up with their fucking CBXEN, and they started laughing at me and dumping and shit and saying, ha, look at, we're fucking with you. Because I kept trying to figure it out. I was selling and dumping too, and creating buy, sells, and trades, essentially not knowing what the fuck was going on. And yeah, the rest is history, in my opinion, on CBZN. And as we can see, we're just coming out of those slumps right now. So we've been here before on the RSI. It was even more pain here because people knew, or some people didn't know not to sell their CBZN. Now, over time, people have learned, and it's created a better value prop on the chart. So now right here where you have people dumping, they were smarter about it. They took it higher and then they dumped it. And then instead of, that's why I'm like, yo, CBZN is a beast because it could really get dumped. But there's obviously some smart individuals in CBZN that get it, that, yo, maybe I don't want to dump this yet because there might be upside. Like, hello, it's only 88,000 market cap. Like, what the fuck? 30 was worth 35 ETH, man. This is way more expensive than 35 ETH. So I'm like, yo, this shit's going back to $5 billion market cap. Valued in Ethereum. What's $5 billion worth of Ethereum? Let's find out. And that's why I'm like, yo, if it, just like what Samson's saying, like if Base is going to save Ethereum, that means all the ETH is coming into Base. So it's actually obtainable. Like if we needed that much ETH. Oops. I guess not. Billion. Million. What the fuck? That it right there. 100,000. Yeah. So we need 200 or 2 million ETH. Yeah, 2 million ETH. Could you see 2 million ETH going into CBZN? Like it's holding $2 million worth of Ethereum value. I think it could. I think that that's like a very easy achievable bold number in crypto. And again, if it's the best application on Ethereum, why wouldn't it absorb a ton of Ethereum? Right? I just don't see it happening for Base. Base has a lot of growing to do, and I could definitely see CBZN over the next, 4 to 5 years, just moving up. People don't understand, and it's just storing Ethereum. Everybody's just rotating Ethereum. They're just staking it in the liquidity pool and just rolling that shit every day. I don't know if there's any liquidity pools with 2 million Ethereum inside of it. Maybe on Ethereum. And Pepe got the biggest liquidity pool. Oh, I guess it's not 2 million ETH. My bad. 2,000 ETH. Oh, never mind. No, it would be 2 million ETH because we need $1 billion worth of money. Or we need 5 billion worth of money inside. Yeah, see, okay, maybe it's not, maybe that shit isn't possible, but we can make it possible. Actually, I don't even know. Yeah, is there a million? Yeah, there's a million. There's 120 million supply. We could totally see. I'm getting a hopium, but like fuck Ethereum. That shit is ours. We should be able to find 2 million Ethereum, guys. For one of these chains or all these chains together, we should be able to find it. It's up to us. It's our goal. It's our destiny. None of this is financial advice. It's just your destiny. Peace. Yeah.
astronaut.